Hello again, my name is 𝗵𝗲𝗀𝗻. I'm an award-winning author of epic fantasy, and I got rained on really hard this morning, so my hair is all frizzy now, so please excuse me. But a friend recently asked what earning out means in publishing and what it means for traditional publishing versus indie publishing, and since all of my books are indie, she figured I would be a good person to explain that. So maybe you've heard the term earning out before in relation to publishing. If you are traditionally published, that means that you have earned enough royalties to compensate the publisher for your advance. So you have earned back basically all the money that they gave you as an advance, and then you just get regular royalties as books sell from then on. For indie publishing, it's a little bit different. Earning out reflects whether or not your book has earned back the expense that went into producing the book. So that covers the cost of editing, the cost of the cover, and in my case, I also include the cost of marketing because unfortunately advertising books is not free. So that's a really easy question to answer, but I thought it would be interesting to have a little bit of author transparency here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about all of my books and which ones have earned out, which ones have not. So keep in mind that this includes the costs for the cover, the editing, and all of the marketing and advertisement that I have paid for each title. I'm starting with my paranormal romance books that were published between like 2012 and 2017. And I'm going to scoot over here so I can show you each of these. So here we go. Here's my books. First up, Death of the Sun. Yes, this one earned out. Horn of the Moon. No. Keeper's Finder. No. Her Midnight Cowboy. No. Her Midnight Wedding? No. Her Midnight Hunter? No. The First Hunt? No. So you can see some of the reasons that I stopped writing paranormal fiction. It was just not a good fit for me, and the things that I like reading in paranormal are apparently not the popular things in paranormal, so since it wasn't going well, I figured it was a good idea to hop over to fantasy, which is my favorite. So moving on to my fantasy books. First up, Gale's Gift. Yes. Which is weird because this book is supposed to be free, but it periodically reverts to 99 cents, and for some reason people buy it even though it's free on all of the other stores. So this one actually has earned out expenses just from the periods where it randomly reverts back to being paid. I don't know, maybe I'm leaving money on the table there. Maybe I should make it a paid book. Of Blood and Rain. Yes, this one did. Those are the only two novellas that I have out right now. Next up is the first of my series, the West King's Heist series. So, To Steal the World? No. To Steal the Crown? No. To Steal the Queen? Also no. So that's one of the reasons that that series was finished after 3 books. Honestly, To Steal the World came close, and there was a point where the money that it had brought in had surpassed the amount that I had spent on the editing and the cover, but that was before I launched a very failed marketing campaign for that book that did not move enough copies to earn back the money spent on the promotions. And honestly, that one makes me sad because I feel like it's a really fun series. The people who do read it seem to really enjoy it, but I don't know, sometimes you can have a really good book and it just won't move. So then there is my baby, my soul series, the Snake's Blood Saga, which is the reason that I started writing to begin with, was because I wanted to do this series. So first up, book 1, Serpent's Mark. Yes. Serpent's Tears. Yes. Serpent's Bane. Yes. Serpent's Wake? Yes. Serpent's Crown? Yes. And last up, Serpent's Blood? Yes. This entire series has earned back its costs and then some. That's really exciting to me because I would love to revisit this series someday with a side story that I had planned. There's sort of a fork in the story after book 4, and I always thought it would be really fun to go back and write what happens at the other side of the fork from where the main story went. I'm glad to say that it appears to be healthy enough of a series that it can support a side story. So then there is Artisan Magic, which is my newest series and is complete with 3 standalone romances. So first up, The Assassin's Bride? Yes. The Spy Master's Prize? Yes. And The Artificer's Wife? No, not yet. It honestly took a while for the Spy Master's Prize to earn out, so I'm kind of hoping that The Artificer's Wife is just slow like that one, but it's not looking great so far. This was part of the reason that I decided to stop this series after only 3 books, even though there was room for more. There was a really steep downhill descent, despite them being standalones. And most people would pick up the first book but not continue on to the others, and people didn't seem to be picking up the other books independently. This may be my fault because I don't know if I have made it clear enough that these books can be read by themselves, but it's something for me to explore, and I have a lot of faith that that series will eventually earn out completely, and I might go back and try to add some more books in it. But for now, that original arc that I set up that would be kind of a thread that carried through the series, that's all complete, so there's not really any need for me to go back and add any more books right now. Last up, there is my current ongoing series, which is Spectrum Legacy, my epic fantasy. Did these books earn out? Well, let's start with book 1, Spectrum Blade. No. Paragon of Fire. No. Paragon of Water. No, but it's close because it won an award and that came with prize money. Paragon of Light. No. And there's still 2 books left to publish in this series, which doesn't feel great. This one has been my most expensive series to publish. Since it's longer than everything else, it has been more expensive to have editing done, and the covers are the most expensive of any of my books. In spite of being the most expensive to publish, this has actually been my lowest earning series out of everything that I've published. And I kind of hope that that's just sort of the curse of writing epic fantasy, because epic fantasy readers have been burned so many times by people who start a series and then never finish it. And so there are a lot of readers who won't even touch epic fantasy until it's very clear that the series is going to be completed. And this was a challenge that I ran up against with the Snake's Blood Saga 2, and it ultimately did earn out quite easily. But none of that happened until after the 5th book came out. When the 5th book was a new release and I had a release date set for the 6th book, and it became clear to readers that this series was actually going to be finished, that was when they started picking it up and reading it. So I'm really hoping that once book 5 of Spectrum Legacy is out, that people will be willing to give it a chance, because they'll be able to see the last book is on the horizon, this is definitely getting finished, there's going to be a concrete end date for them to look forward to, and they won't have to worry about being left hanging with an unfinished series. I'm going to finish the story either way, regardless of whether or not it earns out, because I want to be known as an author that finishes everything that she starts. I'll just have to hope that some of my next ideas are a little bit more marketable and hopefully a little bit more profitable, because this one has me pretty far in the hole right now. And sometimes that just happens. You never know which books are going to be your big earners. You don't know what spaghetti you throw at the wall is going to be what sticks. I'm just going to do my best to earn the trust of my readers, letting them know that I am going to consistently finish things and give them a quality piece of reading material along the way. Well, yeah, that's it, short and sweet. If any of these surprised you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. You can leave me a comment below, and I'll see you next time. Bye.